Coming to you from the shores of Lake Ontario in the town of Oakville. Good to be out here this morning. Very quiet day, a little rainy, but we're out here for an important reason, to talk about an organization that mans these shorelines throughout the summer months. They're called TOWARF, and to answer a few questions for me on what the heck TOWARF stands for, his commander, Cliff Feehan. Morning, Cliff. How are you?
Very good, and thanks for coming down to see us today.
No problem. Okay, we want to start there?
I think we should start with TOWARF.
Okay.
TOWARF is the Town of Oakville Water Air Rescue Force. We're a marine search and rescue unit. The name really comes back from when we were first started. We've been around since 1954, and at that time we actually had volunteer aircraft as well that were part of our operation. Things have moved along since then. We now rely on the Canadian Air Force to supply any sort of air support.
We got everybody down by the boat there, so that's your boat. That's your baby.
Our boat.
Right?
It's a rescue boat, and it's our crew down there now. We've got several officers on board.
Do you say everybody's volunteer?
Yeah, it's an all-volunteer organization. We've got 50 members, active members. We do all the work ourselves on the boat, train for about 30 hours a week, and are available 24/7 to respond for any on-water emergencies.
Yeah, what type of calls do you get?
Well, this year is kind of a good example of a breakdown. We've had over 50 calls this year. About half of those are disabled vessels, mechanical problems, fuel issues, things like that. So a lot of mundane kind of stuff that happens out on the water day to day. The other half can range from more serious situations where we're looking for an individual that's been lost in the water, a person in the water. It could be an overdue vessel, a vessel that's failed to report. We've had fire on board this season. We've had vessels taking on water in danger of sinking. Really a mixed bag, but you know, the majority of what we do is just your typical, mechanical and other issues. And
what do you guys border? What do you guys look after?
We cover about 10 miles of the coastline from Burl Oak down to Winston Churchill, so it works out to about 100 square miles that we're responsible for in our own patrol area, but as directed by JRCC, which is the Joint Rescue Coordination Center in Trenton, we could be sent really anywhere on western Lake Ontario to respond to
something that's important for you guys. You guys are starting a fundraising mission because the boat's getting a little bit old.
Yeah, the boat's just hitting 20 years old now, and we have launched a capital campaign. It's a 5-year campaign for $1 million. We're about $350,000 of the way there now, and it's a 5-year campaign, although we're hoping to replace the boat in about 2 years. So we've got another $350,000 or so to raise over the next 18 months. The boat, we're hoping, will provide a pretty big increase in our operational effectiveness. Crew safety is a big factor as well, and because we operate in a cold water environment, our ability to get on scene quickly and safely for our crew is very important.
Awesome. Can we hang out for the morning?
Absolutely.
Can I go aboard?
I think they've got some interesting things planned.
Do they?
For you, so
okay,
enjoy.
some search and rescue operations.
Yeah.
We'll be back. We're hanging out with TOWARF here in the town of Oakville all morning long on this Tuesday. We are now on the boats, the TOWARF boats. We're in the inner harbor here in the town of Oakville. Happy to be joined by one of the volunteers. We have Lauren. Good morning, Lauren. How are you?
Morning. Good. How are you?
I'm awesome. Well, I guess it's a little soggy out,
but
everybody's saying rain is better than wind.
It is 100%.
Because when you get those windy, it's not maybe in the inner harbor, but once you get out in the lake, it can get a little bit nasty.
Absolutely. Lake Ontario is unforgiving.
Yeah. How long have you been volunteering with TOWARF?
So this is the end of my 3rd season, so it's been 3 years now.
Okay. Why did you want to be involved with them?
I started because I wanted to give back to my community, and I also wanted to learn more about the operations and what it takes to operate a boat and everything like that. Because I'd like to own my own one day, so I figured what a better way than to do this. I can get out on the water and help my community.
So what's the commitment?
So the commitment would be approximately 100 hours, volunteer hours a season. Season goes April to October. And you can have crew shifts anytime throughout, as well as we get called out off hours. So we're 24/7. We can get called out for a tasking in the middle of the night. And if your status on our app is set to respond, then you can be called to respond. And
have you got many of those calls?
This season we have. It's been a very busy season this season.
So like we were talking to Cliff earlier on, and I want to make sure. So TOWARF is Town of Oakville Water Air Rescue Force.
Correct. Good job.
There we go.
Passed the test.
What's the most common call that you get?
Most common call we get would definitely be a disabled vessel. So usually we'll get called in to help tow the vessel to shore safely or to a harbor.
Missing persons, do you get many of them?
We do get them.
Yeah.
They aren't that common, but we do get them. We actually had one week or two ago.
But so you have to be trained in case you do get those calls.
We do,
so what kind of
yes.
training goes into being a volunteer with TOWARF?
So you get your radio operator's license. You also do first aid training, just in case there's a medical emergency. And then while we're on shift, if we're not being tasked out, we're training on navigation, search and rescue patterns, first aid, performing first aid if we pull over an unresponsive person that's in the water, anything like that.
Is this kind of similar to what you do in your regular life, or is this totally different?
It's somewhat similar.
Yeah.
I am in first response for my day job, so yeah, so it's quite similar.
It is kind of the same,
Yeah.
same world. We got Chris as our captain right now. We got Paul up there as well. Could we actually show off maybe doing? They're called SARS, right? Which is
Yes.
search and rescue.
Yes,
And this is
correct.
the type of stuff that you would be training on all the time.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely,
Okay.
100%.
So let's take a break. Maybe we'll turn this thing around and maybe head out into to Lake Ontario and show off what we can do and see if there's maybe a man overboard. Luke,
Sounds
hold
like
on.
fun.
Hold on. When we come back with TOWARF, the town of Oakville, on Morning Live. Man overboard!
Man overboard! We got him! Here he is! Man overboard!
There was a serious debate. Good morning, by the way. Welcome back to the town of Oakville, out on Lake Ontario. Look who we have here. We got John with us.
Good morning.
There was a spirited debate of who was going to be overboard, and you really wanted to be me, didn't you?
And I'm glad you lost rock, paper, scissors. I'm glad you won the rock, paper, scissors.
Because we got Rick in the water. How's the water feeling, Rick? Lovely, right. Okay, so this is a training exercise that you guys do with TOWARF here
Yeah.
in the town of Oakville. I want to get it again. Town of Oakville. TOWARF stands for Town of Oakville Water Air Rescue Force.
Correct.
Okay.
Perfect. Well done.
So how often is this training stuff happen?
Okay, so for my crew, we're on crew 4. So for my crew, we will do simulated. Luckily, we got Rick with us today, but we'll do training like this every crew. Every crew through the year, if time and conditions permit. We're doing this every crew.
Because you don't really know when this is going to take
Exactly.
place, right?
And today the weather's nice, even though it's a little damp.
Is that
we
because
just
you're
do-
English and you're just used to this?
It's
Or?
summer. It's like August bank holiday. It's lovely. This is what makes it what it is.
But the wind, when it gets windy, that's
when it
really
gets
tough.
bumpy and like, it's great to get the guys out there and the girls out there training in the rough conditions. Today it's nice. I spoke to the guy upstairs and we've got no wind today, which
Nice.
is good.
Where is Rick? Oh, he's way out there. Are we going to be able to get him in time? Chris, you want to go pick him up?
Yeah, we're going to get him.
Can we go and get him? So
Yeah.
how many volunteers do we have, John?
We have just under 50.
Under 50, and the time allotted that they need to be putting in on any given season.
Oh.
Does it work like that, or how does it?
So
normally-
we have designated crews through the year. I would have to double check the amount of crews, but we have designated crews through the year. Usually it's on a 9-day rotation.
Right.
So right now we're going to simulate a person in the water pickup.
Okay.
We have Rick there. So we have Paul up the front counting down the distance to Chris. So what you and I are going to do, Tim,
Yeah.
we have our backboard here.
Okay.
And what we're going to do now is we're going to grab him.
Grab him.
So Paul's going to come down. If you can help Paul.
Yeah.
We're going to grab Rick.
In neutral.
Okay, we're in neutral. We're going to turn Rick around.
Turn Rick around.
So he's behind us. We're going to take that out of the way. We're going to turn Rick round. And we're going to slide the backboard underneath. Okay, we've slid that down.
Because you don't know the situation that, let's say, Rick has been through, or if there is injuries or anything, John.
Correct. Okay, so we're going to get hold of him, Tim.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything. there.
Okay, ready? You're going to be 1, 2, 3. Up.
And in.
And in.
And he's here. It's a good job he's good looking. Otherwise, we'd have left him
and
there.
now we would go about and do first aid to see
So
what the
now,
situation
depending
is.
on different situations, how long he's been in the water, medical conditions, we would start first aid. We have everything we need for hypothermic recovery.
Are you okay, Rick? Yeah, Rick's doing okay. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break because what we did there, he came right up beside the boat. But what if he's farther away and we have to throw a line? We'll do that when we come back.
That's where it gets fun.
That's a tease for you here with TOWARF in the town of Oakville on Morning Live.
Good job, Alton.
Welcome back.
Good morning.
To TOWARF, hanging out and doing some training missions with a number of the volunteers. We have Chris with us right now. Morning, Chris. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Awesome, buddy. We got Rick lost the bet again. He's back in the water. So we have a volunteer in the water. And last time when we rescued Rick, he was right beside the boat.
Yes.
Okay? And we pulled him out of the boat.
Exactly.
What contraption do you have there, Chris?
So this is a line launcher. It allows us to launch a line to a person in the water or a vessel in the water that might be in a position that we don't want to bring our boat into. So maybe the water's a little too shallow or it's a little too rough. So we could use this to get a line to the person and bring the person or vessel to us.
Okay. How much line is in there? Do you know?
There's about 300 feet worth of line.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I give it a go?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I thought you were going to say absolutely not. Okay, so what's the technique here?
So you're going to hold it like you'd hold a rifle against your shoulder. You're going to be aiming about 45 degrees into the air because you want to launch the projectile over it.
Over it.
Yeah, that way if it goes past him, at least you can grab it and have to swim to it.
Okay.
Right? So all you got to do is hold it. It's the safety's on. Push this button in. That's the safety. Once that's in, you're ready to launch.
Okay, will it give me much of a kickback?
You know what? Let's get a pair of safety goggles on you first.
Oh, that's the key. Safety goggles.
There you go, Tim.
Okay.
So,
There we go. Safety goggles, check.
all right, so
Okay.
push in that. Push it right until it clicks.
Push that, yeah.
And you're ready to launch. No, anyway, well up and over 'em.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
There you go. Nice shot. Perfect.
Oh!
Perfect.
You got it, Rick. All right.
All right.
Start pulling them in.
Well done. We can start pulling them in.
Great. Sweet. All right. Slow.
Slow.
Okay. Well, listen, it was a great morning. Thanks, Chris. Thanks,
Yeah,
Paul. We
thank you.
got John back there too. Thanks, Rick. Okay. TOWARF's been around since 1954, right?
Right.
Looking after the waters in the town of Oakville, and they're looking to do a fundraising campaign for a new boat. So that's going to be happening over the next little bit. So keep an eye out for that, and thank you to all the volunteers that you guys do this because it's a very valuable thing that you guys do. Thanks, guys. Come on in, Rick.